やちょっと前にリタイアしてきた生徒が始めたことでこれ
If I were to give today's episode a theme, it would be Great Expectations. From solidifying Iruma and Lead's goal as the legendary Leaf, to foreshadowing our protagonist's return to the Devi Idol stage. From continuing Team Sobmodius' game of Mistaken Mentor, to revealing that one of the Misfit groups is already out of the running. So yeah, if the goal of today's episode was to raise expectations going forward, mission accomplished. Not to mention, it's Iruma-kun, so you know it's gonna be a good episode. So like I anticipated last week, the continuation of the case of Mistaken Mentor continues, but it's in such a cathartic and innocent way. It's absolutely mind-boggling how heartwarming this series is. To see that after everything the Dorodoro brothers had put Sabro and Asmodeus through, forcing them into this competition, manipulating them with their bloodline ability, and then taking digs at Iruma, leave it up to our heavy hitters to offer that hand in friendly rivalry, a bond between students of the same master, or so they think. That situation could have gone a couple different ways, but I'm glad they chose that one, even though they're kind of right back to where they started. But at least our misfits have the flapple. On the topic of misfits, reality seems to be a hard slap to the face for Iruma when Lead reveals that they're trailing the pack. Like I surmised last week, maybe it was just too ambitious for our protagonist to go directly after the legendary Leaf, but now that the hero of Walter Park is the bottom of the barrel, it's an underdog story. I absolutely love how much of a rarity and oddity they're building up this legendary plant to be. So much so that Amari herself, in her Harvest Festival debut, intended to go after the plant but was unsuccessful, only to find out later the mechanisms behind it and categorized it an impossibility. But her undeterred devotion in Iruma, her admiration and respect, she truly believes that he will be the one to find the legendary Leaf. But his journey will not be easy, for this demonic forest is full of tyrannical beasts, including a Devi Idol queen doing everything she can to hold back her evil cycle. Now, if the goal was to find a mysterious plant hidden in this forest, the first thing you want to do, communicate with its local beasts. And we all know our boy Kayam got that shit on lock. But it seems Team Summoner has become very territorial. It's the law of the jungle, baby, survival of the fittest. And Queen Kerori is top dog. Now, at first, I thought her tepid nature was ego, but in reality, the pure stress of her training is bringing forth her own evil cycle. So when she forces Iruma and Lead to play dress up and dance, it wasn't for some kind of sick satisfaction. It was literally her fangirling out. Not only is she one of the top Devi idols, she's one of their biggest fans. And there's no better way to release stress. And with that, we get an impromptu performance from Lindy and Iruminati. Yes, a pleasant surprise, because who the fuck doesn't like a sing-along? But just a tiny smidgen of my soul really wanted to see a double dose of Eagle Cycle. I mean, talk about the perfect 1-2 combo. Following up evil Asmodeus, knocking on Devil's Door with Killer Kerori? Seriously, we really need to figure out these Evil Cycle nicknames, but that's all right. I understand, blah, 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 too much of a good thing, blah, blah. And of course, this does allow Iruma and Lead to get their first hint to the legendary Leaf. The fact is, it doesn't currently exist. So Amari was right. There's more to meet the eye when it comes to this mysterious foliage. But if there is one team that can succeed where everyone has failed, I have faith in Iruma and Lead. Plus, I really want Amari to get her bouquet. Now, last but certainly not least, Jazz and Alizier. What the fuck are you up to? Something's going on. Something's going on. You don't get the smartest motherfucker and the most conniving motherfucker. You don't get those two motherfuckers together just willy-nilly dropping out of the Harvest Festival. Nah, they're up to something. A stab in the dark? Maybe somehow they have found a way to circumvent the rules, even though there's technically only one rule, i.e. no fighting your fellow students. Maybe this betting hall is a way for them to earn points. Like, are students putting up points? Team Sneaky Lion seems a little too preoccupied with their demon noodles to give us any exposition. But you gotta figure they wouldn't just quit, especially given next week's preview, where it seems Jazz is on deck with a freaky familial fight. Said it once, say it again, your brother's definitely a douche. Anyways, this episode kicked ass. Iruma and Lead begin their journey towards the legendary Leaf. Kerori contributes a creepy cryptic communication, and when it comes to Jazz and Alizier, call me Captain, cause I'm hooked. But I'm curious, what did you guys think of today's episode? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Do you want some more of it? Well, I I do. So with all that being said, and more Iruma-kun next week, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.